right now on Chronicle in High Definition.
Take the wheel of a $225,000 Ferrari. Count me in. Take the measure of this incredible shrinking house.
The square footage of this particular cabin is a whopping 30 square feet.
Take a walk through an enchanting garden of glass.
This seems like an oasis of beauty.
Feast your eyes on fanciful, functional design, fooling the eye with technical tricks.
And we have to make this look exceptionally real, like it was actually happening.
Nothing less than perfect for the performance.
This tutu took about 200 hours.
Treat yourself to eye candy. Next on Chronicle.
Good evening. Design is what we're all about this evening. Designs that function well and look good, especially in HD TV. We begin with a wonder you can see for yourself right now in Boston, a world made of glass.
Figures glint and glow in a dreamscape of oceans, gardens, and far-flung forests. Imagination knows no bounds in the glass world of Dale Chihuly.
I like to transport people into a space that they've never been in before, and hopefully it'll pick up their spirits.
Chihuly is widely considered the greatest American glass artist since Louis Comfort Tiffany. His sprawling exhibit at the Museum of Fine Arts is subtitled Through the Looking Glass. It's a kaleidoscope of color and unabashed beauty.
Well, at a time when so much contemporary art is edgy, sometimes downright ugly, some people would say, this seems like an oasis of beauty.
A lot of people are concerned if my work is too beautiful, and I like it when it's beautiful.
Chihuly started working with glass at age 20, eventually studying in Murano, Italy, and teaching at the Rhode Island School of Design.
Whoa.
Blind in one eye from a car accident, he directs teams of glassblowers at his Seattle studio using simple tools.
Well, glassblowing was invented about 2,000 years ago, and it's not much different today than what it was like then. We work in teams. It's a kind of a difficult medium to do by yourself.
Water is a frequent metaphor in his art. Many pieces curl like vapor or wriggle like psychedelic sea plants.
Well, I was raised on the water. My studio's on the water. I've always loved being around water. And glass, you know, you take sand and melt it, and it's a little bit like working with water. It's always moving.
5,000 to 8,000 glassworks were shipped to the MFA in 6 53-foot containers. A dozen members of Chihuly's team installed the exhibit in 3 weeks, moving gingerly among objects scattered like treasure washed ashore. Here, they arranged Chihuly's famed Persian ceiling, which casts colored light below.
The light of the sun coming through it is just a totally different feeling than any kind of opaque wall that you could have.
Often whimsical, Chihuly's art has names like Iris Yellow Frog Foot Chandelier. This 58-foot long installment is called Mille Fiore, Italian for 1,000 flowers. MFA director Malcolm Rogers says just being around Chihuly's art is sublime fun.
Dale's works, because they are so rich, so metaphorical, so, well, frankly happy, they do unleash that imaginative quality and that spirit of delight.
These walls burst with color too, but the art here comes purely from the realm of science.
I think most people will find this science to be quite beautiful.
In the heart of Kendall Square is MIT's new multi-million-dollar David H. Koch Institute for Integrative Cancer Research. Its front lobby houses a gallery adorned with arresting biomedical images from MIT's most cutting-edge labs. Robert Urban is the Institute's executive director.
The public galleries are intended to bring the science of MIT in a very visual term to the public so that they can understand it, they can see it, they can be inspired by it, and hopefully learn a little something.
A judging panel poured over 100 submissions in what will become a biannual art competition.
The general principle of what was appropriate to be displayed was how wonderful it looked and the story that it told.
Doubling as abstract art, the making of a retina, nerve cells reaching for each other, drugs clinging to a blood vessel, and cancer growth, shown in this image from MIT's Gertler lab.
It's a story of how cancer cells move from where they are to where they might wind up being in a process we call metastasis.
The Cope Galleries are free and open to anyone intrigued by a new way to see science.
We really do hope that our gallery will be a new open space, a new example of how institutions like MIT can embrace the science that they do and share it with the public.
Back to the Chihuly exhibit for a moment. It's at the MFA through August 7th, and although I haven't seen it, I'm told even more spectacular in its setting there. Well, next, a driving ambition, taking a ride in James Bond's car of choice.